Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Mr. Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country. Mr. Tobin.
Thank you. Mullimullinul, everyone. Nalawa. Good morning and welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country and its people, and to thank the university for their acknowledgement of us. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. So he enrolled his daughter, Bulungari, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name from. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement is our advancement. Now, that was probably more readily understood in traditional times when clan groups were smaller and abided by the strict sharing laws, which meant that the food that you caught and brought back got distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we get it right. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 200 years ago, he described the people he encountered as one of the happiest people he had met in the world. They had nothing, he wrote, but the tools that they carried. They were naked, they made their shelters out of the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested the earth, harvested food from the earth without excessive tilling of it. There was no slavery, no rich and poor, and no homeless people. Armies were unheard of, as were forts and jails. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, and then they were shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained in their natural state with fire and respectful and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways were clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. So remember, this is not a dream or an ideal. This was normal life for the longest time and not so very long ago. And there's no reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us now, but we're a clever people and there's still much magic in the world, I believe. So people, I would say, expect your lives to be great and wonderful, and do what you need to get them like that. We know that life is good and we are meant to be happy. And don't be shy with sharing your skills with the rest of us. We could all benefit. Yes, we can all do our bit. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you graduate. Just want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Welcome to country. Yano.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce the Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, Ms. Elizabeth Crouch.
Thank you, Chris, for that very warm welcome to country. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's my great privilege as Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University to preside at this very important occasion today. First, I welcome our graduates. I hope that this will be a very happy and memorable occasion for all of you. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance. And you need to make many sacrifices. But that hard work has paid off, and I congratulate each of you on your achievements. Today I also want to especially welcome those of you who are sitting beside and behind our graduands as their invited guests, because you've all done well too. The very fact that you're here, the fact that you've been invited by one of our graduands to share one of the great days of their lives is proof positive that you've been an important influence. So, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, cousins, sons and daughters, grandmothers and grandfathers, friends, husbands and wives, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers or whoever you are, congratulations and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. I have another important service for you to perform for our newest graduates. I want you to make sure that degrees they receive today are never ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our graduates are too modest to proclaim their success, we want you to make sure you do it for them. The ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduands are wearing today and participating in ceremonies just like this one. Indeed, there are some 50 universities in the world that can trace their history back more than 500 years. Macquarie, by comparison, is relatively young, celebrating our 50-year jubilee just last year. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. We learned at school that Macquarie was a great builder, but his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. Instead, it lies with his vision in establishing an egalitarian society and the Australian notion of a fair go for all. And it is that legacy that we here at Macquarie strive to maintain and honour. And in our first 50 years, we've come a long way. We now have 160,000 graduates living in more than 140 countries. Macquarie is a very modern and outward-looking university. We're regarded as one of Australia's leading research universities, a reputation we're keen to enhance through the quality of our research, our courses and our facilities. On your way here today, you may have seen the prestigious Macquarie University Hospital, which apart from treating sick people, is also used by the students, professional and academic staff in our Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences. We're proud to say that we are the only university in Australia with our own private hospital. You may also have seen our impressive library, which provides a 21st century learning and research environment and which has the first automated book retrieval system in Australia. And only a few years ago, we opened our Australian Hearing Hub, which is a world-leading institute dedicated to advances in hearing, speech and language sciences. So it's clear we're forward-looking and we're on the move. Here at Macquarie, we have a clear and straightforward mission, and that mission is to transform and improve people's lives, not just of our own students, but also of people all around the globe, by the work and achievements of our graduates and by the fruits of our research. We want Macquarie to always be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of Macquarie University alumni. Before we do that, it is now my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Mr Bill Hovey. Bill is the Chief Executive Officer of the Linchpin Group Australia, a privately owned consulting practice founded in 1998. Bill is well known to Macquarie, having graduated here many years ago, and it's clear he's a reputation for being a very pragmatic academic who easily spans the worlds of consulting practice and the academy. In his academic work, Bill integrates management practice and theory with philosophy and psychology. In his day-to-day work, Bill brings theory into his practice in a very practical way, working with publicly listed companies, small and medium-sized enterprises and with government. In addition to his Australian practice, Bill works internationally and has clients in China, France, the Netherlands and Belgium. But it doesn't end there. Bill has a diverse work and life portfolio, having been a soldier, a secondary teacher, a marketer, a financial services executive, an entrepreneur, a consultant and a director. Now, many of us wouldn't fit one of those things into our lives, but Bill seems to have fitted a whole bunch of things in there. Outside his work, Bill also has a wide range of interests. He's passionate about rugby union, he's a member of Sydney Legacy, and is also a published poet. Bill has presented a large number of papers at practitioner and academic conferences. And it is now my great pleasure to ask Mr Bill Hovey to deliver our occasional address. Please join me in welcoming Bill Hovey.
Thank you, Deputy Chancellor. Just as I begin, I'd like to acknowledge the Darug people and the land on which this university stands. Deputy Chancellor, members of faculty, distinguished guests, family, friends and graduands. Welcome, Ni Ha. Congratulations, here you are, you've made it. You're dressed in your finery, you're draped in traditional academic garb, thinking, sure, it's great to be here, but just give me my ticket so I can get rid of this silly hat and get out to the food and drinks. 7307. These are the first four digits of my student number, which means that my relationship commenced with Macquarie in 1973. I was 6. And I asked myself, what have I really got from this place? What have I got from this relationship? There are 3 things. First, an intellectual framework. Second, a network of peers and connected alumni. And third, a gift freely given and willingly taken, and that is the gift of learning. Those mark my Macquarie education and define my internal indebtedness to the university. They have shaped my employability, have cushioned the risks I've taken, and have influenced who I've become. So what might this mean to you? Well, as you look optimistically at your future and wonder how long it will take you to get into the C-suite, where every title includes the word chief, or how soon you will be the next Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs or Jack Ma, perhaps I can give you a few tips. We're living in uncertain, anxious and disrupted times. The world, your world, is continually shaken by seismic shocks. The Euro crisis, the great refugee tragedy, the increasing challenges of climate change, the exponential march of technology which is changing the way we live, interact and work, and an enormous amount of global political uncertainty. All of these will impact on you and your future. But we're optimistic. Jack Welch, the CEO of GE, once said that you can give lifetime employability by training people, by making them adaptable, making them mobile to go other places to do other things, but you can't guarantee lifetime employment. That's one of our challenges. Your future employability in a rapidly changing world will depend not just on your freshly minted degree, but on attunement to living and working with uncertainty. Let me offer you 9 key thoughts. First, keep an open mind to learning. Grab hold of any opportunity you can to learn. A great American sales trainer by the name of Zig Ziglar once said, "When you stop learning, you're dead." Secondly, whilst your graduation completes an important rite of passage, it opens up a world of possibilities. Macquarie has produced a significant number of graduates. You now join this group as a matter of privilege, not of right. Does your degree bring an automatic entitlement to status, success and fortune? No. Your Macquarie degree entitles you to the opportunity to make a difference. Your Macquarie degree opens up the opportunity to round out what Aristotle described as the two dimensions that define us: our identity and our character. Identity means being the very best I can. Character means doing the most good I can. Don't lose sight of the need to balance identity and character. I can't think of any leaders who stand the test of time who didn't get that balance right. Thirdly, what you take from here is not a product. Your Macquarie education is not a product. The testimony you will soon receive is not a product. It is a mark of quality and manufacture. The true product and the real measure of the value of your degree is you. You are the product. Be proud of your Macquarie pedigree. Devalue your experience here and you devalue yourself as a product. Like all products, you have a life cycle. When you need reinvention or refurbishment, come back to Macquarie. Let the original manufacturers give you a makeover, tune you up, or perhaps repair you under warranty. Fourth, learn from the Jesuits and Buddha the value of daily personal reflection. We hear a lot about authenticity in business. Authenticity comes through self-awareness, which of itself comes from self-reflection. The Jesuits have a daily prayer ritual called the Examen, a framework for reflection on your work, your relationships, and your day in relationship to God, if you believe, and to others. For Buddhists, self-knowledge is the distinguishing mark of authentic human existence. I invite you to build into your daily routine a practice of reflection. Ask yourself each day, what have I done well? Where have I struggled? What should I keep doing? What should I start doing? What should I stop doing? Write your reflections into a journal. The practice of reflection and writing will help you solve problems, improve performance, and stay true to yourself. Fifth, find ways to explore and expand your horizons. Look beyond your discipline. Not everything in business or life fits a formula or a model. Unleash your curiosity to solve problems. Find a way. Read widely. If you want to learn about moral courage, read To Kill a Mockingbird. If you want to get more insights into power and ambition, you can take the lazy way and watch Game of Thrones. I'd suggest you read Macbeth. Find and work with a mentor. Find sponsors in your organisation. Learn from them, but give back to them, and open your horizons together. The sixth point is to set your moral compass. Nothing worthwhile in life comes easy. You'll never see success without hard work, determination, and the ability to make tough decisions. Sometimes you have to be ruthless for the sake of the company, your employees, and of course yourself. But it's equally important to have a strong moral code and to conduct yourself in an honourable, honest and forthright manner. A reputation for fair play and integrity is priceless. Seventh, learn to live and work with disruption. Expect the unexpected. How resilient you are in times of turmoil and disruption, even failure, will shape your work and life journey. Eighth, take the time to write down your legacy. What's the legacy you want to leave behind? None of us knows when our legacy is going to be called up. But your legacy will shape your life's narrative and course. The ninth point is this: never forget where you've come from. You've been nurtured here at Macquarie. Reflect with gratitude on the amazing teachers and experience you've had here. Value the connections you've made through classmates, teachers and other Macquarie alumni. Stay connected, give back generously. Finally, I invite you as Macquarie graduates to walk humbly, tread lightly and make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill, for that excellent occasional address. I think you'll agree that Bill epitomises truly what a Macquarie graduate is. Someone who's agile, who's committed to lifelong learning, and who, more importantly, has a commitment to giving back. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in again thanking Bill Hovey.